The Blue Ribbon Committee hearing is now called to order. For my open remarks, I'll say it both as remarks and as a prayer na rin. No? So as we all pray that since we were made in the image and nature of God, that we all be good stewards. When I was meditating on what to say, I felt of doing two things. No? One, reading the preamble of the Constitution. Can you open it to the preamble? In preamble. And then James 3:1. Na not many of you should become teachers, my fellow believers. Baliktad, di ba? Kasi we encourage people to become teachers. So, na-intrigue ako sa verse. But it says, not many of you should become teachers, my fellow believers, because you know that we who teach will be judged more strictly. So, we who teach will be judged more strictly. So, the point I want to make is that in a time that there's so much waste and abuse of human rights, abuse of power, where finally we are realizing that we cannot abuse nature. It's not sustainable, di ba? We're a country and a people looking for models and examples. So when I read the allegations, the cancellation, the retort, back and forth, mostly on Facebook, some news reports, I felt this is an opportune time, but also a caution to all of us, including the Senate, the government, that people are watching. So if we can conclude this in a very sober way and find real models. So if this is a good model at mali yung pagka-cancel, then it should be resolved. Kung may mali sa model na to and it should be canceled, or if there's a may mga pagkakamali na nakita lang in hindsight, so we do not know. So for the record, I have not met any of you on this matter. I might have, of course, the Secretary, I see you during the hearings, ma'am, di ba? I have friends on both sides and we invited everyone we can. So my prayer lang is that we can fully ventilate the model of this contract, the conservation contract, then what is the problem and what the government wants to do, and then to hear also the opposite side and to hear what also yung, by the way, this is multi administrations na, no? This isn't. So this started in 1996. So we're talking about almost 30 years, di ba? Okay. So let me end with the preamble of the Constitution. I think it's just a really good guide for all of us. We, the sovereign Filipino people, imploring the aid of Almighty God, in order to build a just and humane society and establish a government that shall embody our ideals, aspirations, promote the common good, conserve and develop our patrimony, and secure ourselves and our posterity the blessings of independence and democracy under the rule of law and a regime of truth, justice, freedom, love, equality, and peace, do ordain and promulgate this Constitution. So it's my prayer today that there'll be some clarity. With your permission, what we'll do is we'll allow the DNR, whoever the Secretary wants to brief, just tell us from the start and then up to the point where the DNR felt that they had to act on, take certain actions. Afterwards, we'll give the floor to the other side. And then after that, through the chair, we can ask questions to each other. So I'll try not to interrupt. Before that, may the Director General just acknowledge all those here and maybe administer the oath. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If I may proceed. Currently present are, from the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Secretary Maria Antonia Yulo Loizaga. Attorney Ernesto D. Adobo, Undersecretary for Legal and Administration. Attorney Juan Miguel Cuna, Undersecretary for Field Operations Luzon, Visayas, and Supervising Undersecretary for Mines and Geosciences Bureau, Luzon and Visayas, and the Environmental Management Bureau, Luzon, Visayas. Attorney Norlito Eneran, Assistant Secretary for Legal Affairs and Enforcement. From the Office of the Assistant Secretary for Biodiversity, Mr. Francisco B. Feliciano, Chief Protected Area Resources Management and Protection Section, National Parks Division, Biodiversity Management Bureau. Mr. Elpidio Helera, Jr., Biodiversity Management Bureau. Attorney Anthony Raymond Velicaria, OIC Director, Legal Affairs Service. Director Nilo Tamoria, Regional Executive Director, Region 4A. And Attorney Ray Thomas Cabigting, Assistant Director, Forest Management Bureau. From Masungi Geo-Reserve Foundation, Ms. Adeline Dumaliang, Management Trustee. From Blue Star Construction and Development Corporation, Mr. Ben Dumaliang and Ms. Billy Dumaliang, who is the Director for Advocacy. May I request the persons who I have called to please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in these proceedings? May the record show that everyone said yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And as I was reading that verse, whatever we do here will be a lesson to the next generation. So I hope we can really come up with not only finding the solution and identifying the issues, not only coming out with the facts and sorting out the issues, but really come up with a sustainable solution. So, Madam Secretary, you have the floor, or any of your appointed officials can do the talking.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, distinguished members of the committee, good afternoon. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources appears before you today to address the issues surrounding the letter of cancellation dated March 7, 2025, concerning the 2002 supplemental agreement with Blue Star Construction and Development Corporation of a property in Tanay, Rizal. There will be a separate presentation, Mr. Chair, later for the detailed chronology of events leading to this cancellation. I will focus on the legal and environmental considerations that necessitated this action. The core of our mandate is the conservation and protection of our nation's invaluable natural resources, particularly within our protected areas. These areas, like Masungi Karst, are vital for the ecological balance and provide essential services to our communities. The law, specifically the National Integrated Protected Areas Systems, or NIPAS Act, as amended, mandates strict regulation of activities within these sites. The 2002 supplemental agreement pertaining to a 300-hectare area within what geologists call the Masungi Limestone Formation was intended for government employee housing. However, a 2014 Commission on Audit Review raised significant concerns, specifically the lack of a proper bidding, minimal project implementation, and absence of a required presidential proclamation. These findings, confirmed by the DNR internal investigations spanning several administrations, and more recently upon consultation with the Office of the Solicitor General and the Department of Justice, compelled the DNR to cancel the agreement due to its legal infirmities. Let me be clear. This department respects prior rights, but these rights must align with existing laws and regulations. The area in question, straddling 3 protected areas, Presidential Proclamation 1636, the Kaliwa Watershed, and Upper Marikina River Basin Protected Landscape, is one of over 200 protected areas nationwide. It is subject to the same legal framework that governs all our protected areas. The NIPAS Act, as amended, requires all activities within these areas